The man encounters a beautiful woman hailing a taxi by the roadside. He pats his small truck. The woman gets into the car, and the man immediately wants to take off his pants. In the next moment, the woman disappears out of thin air. The man looks around in confusion. He desperately tries to shake off the imaginary woman on him. He hurriedly escapes back into the car. Unexpectedly, the beautiful woman sits next to him and throws a seductive look. Then she pounces on him and tears him apart. Don't let unfamiliar women into your car carelessly, because she might not be human. The beautiful woman sits in the driver's seat of the truck. She wipes the blood off the windshield and leaves. She arrives at a hotel. The staff at the hotel become nervous when they see the woman covered in blood. She throws a wad of cash at them. As long as there's money, even a murderer can't stay in a hotel. The woman successfully obtains a room key. She washes off the blood from her body. The dark red blood disappears down the drain. Her mood becomes somewhat downcast. It seems that she doesn't enjoy the thrill of killing. The woman feeds her pet goldfish. She sits on the balcony and drinks a glass of whiskey. Then she goes to bed to rest. Early the next morning, she entrusts the goldfish to the hotel staff for safekeeping. She walks to the roadside to hail a taxi, searching for her next prey. Soon, a chubby middle-aged man stops by the roadside. The woman sits in the passenger seat. She tells the other person that her name is Emma. The middle-aged man thinks it's dangerous for a girl to hitchhike. He asks her why she's alone on the roadside. Emma pretends to look pitiful. Then she opens her coat in an attempt to seduce him. But the man has no interest in that. Just as Emma was about to share some juicy information, the man's wife and daughter call him. The family's conversation is warm and touching. Emma loses interest. She suddenly disappears on the spot. The man is frightened and hands up the phone. He looks around after getting off the car. The woman who hitchhiked is nowhere to be seen. At this moment, Emma flags down a sports car. She acts like an innocent girl and sits in the passenger seat. She turns her head. It's an old acquaintance, Scarlett. Emma curses and immediately gets out of the car. Scarlett also gets out of the car. She picks up a handgun and walks towards Emma. She sees that Emma refuses to talk. She simply shoots and hits the other person. Taking the opportunity, she catches up with Emma. The two of them start arguing. Emma grabs the gun and shoots Scarlett. She removes the magazine and intends to leave. Unexpectedly, Scarlett gets up and pushes her. This action completely angers Emma. She has always disliked being pushed by others. She has argued with Scarlett many times before. Emma bears her fence. Scarlett refuses to back down either. The two vampires start fighting on the road. They exchange blows mercilessly. They are evenly matched. Scarlett takes out a dagger. Since it's not made of silver, it doesn't cause much harm to vampires. After a mutual kick, both of them fall to the ground. It's at this moment that Scarlett reveals the key point. Kate is still alive. Their father, Edward, he adopted 3 girls. Kate should be their younger sister. This news also reaches the vampire leader. He orders to capture Kate alive because she has an important vaccine in her possession. At this moment, the 2 sisters arrive at a restaurant. The waiter comes over and asks them what they would like to eat. Scarlett randomly selects a few dishes. Suddenly, the bullet on Emma's shoulder pops out and rolls onto the table. She awkwardly pockets it. The nearby waiter calmly walks away. The 2 sisters hadn't seen each other for a long time. They chose different lifestyles. Emma left the vampire clan because they fed on innocent humans. Scarlett chose to stay, believing that the leader, Soren, is not a bad person, and provided a refuge for the 2 sisters. Since then, they haven't been in contact. However, recently, Scarlett overheard a phone call between Soren's subordinate, Yana, and learned that Kate was still alive. That's why she came to Emma to discuss. It seems she's her only family. Years ago, a sudden intrusion by a person in black killed their family, and Kate went missing. Yana was the one who brought them to Soren. Out of concern for Kate, Emma takes Scarlett to a hotel room. After their fight on the road, their relationship has improved a lot. They plan to find Kate before Yana does. Scarlett believes Kate might be hiding with their parents' friends, a legendary vampire hunter named Billy. Her guess is correct. Years ago, Billy found Kate hiding in a treehouse and took her in to raise her. Scarlett suggests going out for a drink and calls Emma to join her at the nearby bar. She asks the other person how they have been doing all these years. Emma says, "If we must kill and drink blood, we might as well do something good. In the hardest times, She still hunts rats and raccoons. Scarlett's life is much better than Emma's, but both of them are tired of endless killing, afraid of betraying their deceased parents. However, vampires cannot commit suicide. They can only keep living. At that moment, a black car stops outside, and a handsome guy in a leather jacket walks in. Emma notices and becomes somewhat interested. The two of them lock eyes across the bar. Unexpectedly, a man came over. Emma has no interest in dealing with him. Let the man go away. The man continues to harass her. The handsome guy speaks up to intervene. The man feels embarrassed and starts insulting the handsome guy to save face. The handsome guy puts down his drink and approaches. Take action to deal with the man and knock him down with just a few moves. Then he comes over to strike up a conversation with Emma. His name is Marcus, and he has military training. He's planning to take over his father's business. Emma was quite attracted to him. She didn't hide her interest. After a few drinks, they went to a hotel together. They ended up in bed. On the other side, Scarlett was suffering. The conditions in the public restroom were terrible. She endured the disgust and placed toilet paper on the seat. Just when she was about to relieve herself, she heard the sound of the door opening outside. Scarlett listened carefully to the movements. A person in black clothes was checking the other stalls. Scarlett took the opportunity to grab the person's mask, but the person caught her and threw her against the wall. She pulled out a dagger and got up, rushing towards the person again. The two of them fought in the narrow restroom. Scarlett jumped on the person, overpowering them with a frenzy of punches. However, there was a significant difference in their strength. The person in black dragged Scarlett into a stall, but was ultimately killed by her, smashing their head against the toilet. Scarlett kills the man in black, and Emma ends her movement. Emma got up from the bed and started getting dressed. Marcus also got up. The man unintentionally noticed there was no reflection of Emma in the mirror. This woman is a vampire. Emma quickly explained that she is a good vampire and never kills innocent people. At that moment, Scarlett returned and told Emma about the attack. The people looking for Kate must have started to act. While Scarlett was speaking, she suddenly saw Marcus beside them. She actually knew this person, since she had slept with him too. The three of them had sorted out their relationships. A man rushed in. Marcus instinctively grabbed the man. Emma discovered, "Isn't this the fat uncle?" He turned out to be a special agent from the Federal Vampire Control Bureau. The group tied up the chubby uncle and asked about the whereabouts of vampire hunter Billy. He was staying in an abandoned machinery factory in Red Valley. The two sisters immediately packed their things and set off. Marcus voluntarily stepped forward to help. The three of them officially hit the road. Meanwhile, grown-up Kate was busy in the abandoned garage. She inherited her father's business and continued researching the vaccine he left behind. But the finished product required human experimentation. Billy volunteered, knowing that if the experiment went wrong, Kate would have to kill him as he turned into a vampire.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Kate injected the vaccine into Billy's body, and he groaned in pain. Kate was extremely worried and didn't know what to do. Suddenly, Billy burst into laughter. It turned out he was joking. At that moment, Emma and others arrived at their destination. Billy, using thermal monitoring, realized they were vampires. He signaled Kate to grab a weapon and guard the door. Emma tentatively called out her little sister's name, and Kate recognized her two sisters. The three sisters reunited after a long separation and embraced each other. They quickly entered the house and reminisced. Kate had thought that her two sisters had died a long time ago and never expected them to be turned into vampires. Kate wanted to extract their blood for research purposes. Scarlett knew that their mother used to collect their blood before she passed away, but she never knew the reason behind it. Kate mentioned that all three of them had a very unique blood type. She then asked Billy to explain the reason to her sisters. Before the old man became a vampire hunter, like their parents, was an expert in military genetics. At that time, the US government entrusted the three of them to develop a vaccine that could resist vampires, known as Project V. The research for the vaccine required a rare type V blood from a rare DNA mutation. Emma, Scarlett, and Kate all have type V blood. That's why the Addams couple adopted them. The couple seemed to have a premonition that they would be targeted by vampires, so they recorded all the research information on a USB drive and placed it inside Kate's teddy bear. The new vaccine can't prevent humans from turning into vampires, but the research is not yet complete. Kate continued her research as she grew up and has made significant progress now. They are just one small step away from success. Now, with her sister's help, Kate combined Scarlett's blood sample with the vaccine she discovers that it starts breaking down mitochondrial DNA and eliminating mutations. The vaccine she created not only prevents humans from turning into vampires after being bitten, but also kills vampires. Scarlett is extremely excited. Meanwhile, another vampire, Emma, is on a date with Marcus. When they return indoors, Scarlett tells Emma about the successful experiment. Kate believes that if she continues her research, she might be able to turn vampires back into humans, but it also means that Kate is in great danger. Vampires won't allow the mass production of the vaccine. At that moment, Marcus, who has been silent, approaches Kate and asks her questions about the vaccine. Using many professional terms that sound suspicious to Emma, Marcus explains his mother was a biologist, so he's very interested in these things. Marcus asks Kate to show him the research results. Emma stays behind to have a private conversation with Scarlett. She wants to ask her sister's opinion because she thinks Marcus is worth getting to know. Scarlett is aware of Emma's strong feelings for Marcus, but she doesn't trust the vampire hunter and doesn't believe vampires can be restored to normal. However, Emma is unwilling to give up hope. On the other side, Kate excitedly presents her research results. Marcus bends down to observe the microscope and comments on the strange cell fusion. Kate doesn't want any complications and immediately goes over to observe, taking advantage of the situation. Marcus covers Kate's mouth and drags her away while she faints. Meanwhile, the entire facility loses power. When Billy restores the power, he discovers that Marcus has taken Kate. Emma swears to kill that guy, believing Kate has been taken to Soren. Billy agrees, as he has long suspected Soren's involvement in the deaths of the Adams couple. Scarlett is reluctant to believe it, but Billy's thoughts are correct. When Soren learned about the vaccine, he immediately orders Iana to kill the Adams couple. Scarlett, despite her tough demeanor, reluctantly admits that Soren is very suspicious. She wants to personally capture him for interrogation. Billy opens his arsenal, filled with various guns and silver bullets specifically designed to combat vampires. The two sisters excitedly choose their weapons. Scarlett picks a wooden stake made from the wood of a Christian cross. Emma takes a pair of boots with a silver dagger hidden in the toe. The three of them select their weapons and immediately set out. Meanwhile, Marcus brings Kate to Soren. The girl arrives at the vampire's feast, where vampires sit together, drinking blood. Kate sees severed fingers in a bowl and exclaims in shock before running out of the dining hall. Iana immediately chases after her. Kate, being naive, surprisingly asks Iana for help and even promises to help her become human again. Iana hasn't seen such a foolish person in a long time and tricks Kate into the laboratory, locking her up. Marcus comes over to watch the spectacle, and Iana offers the valuable V-type blood to the guests for enjoyment. The vampires find Kate's blood to be like a fine wine that they can't help but indulge in. Meanwhile, Kate takes advantage of the situation and breaks free from her restraints. However, Iana quickly catches up to her. Kate resists with a surgical knife, but she is no match for Iana. In no time, she's overpowered by Iana. At that moment, Soren and Marcus arrive. Soren tries to persuade Kate to surrender, but she disdains associating herself with vampires. Soren orders Marcus to keep an eye on Kate, threatening him with consequences if she escapes. On the other side, Emma and Scarlett finally arrive. The two decide to split up and take action. Emma sneaks into the basement and enters the facility through a passage. She calmly progresses, taking out one of the guards with a single gunshot. She quickly finds Kate in the laboratory. Iana sees Emma and grabs Marcus, kissing him mockingly, seemingly ridiculing Emma's romantic feelings. Iana easily believes in trusting a man she has only met once. Iana instructs Marcus to deal with Emma. While she goes to find Scarlett, Marcus pretends to apologize to Emma and says, "I'm sorry, I'm also a vampire." Emma finds this statement very familiar, and her repressed memories of the traumatic event resurface. The person who killed her mother in front of Emma was Marcus in front of her. At that time, he also said, "I'm just a vampire." Emma immediately opens fire in attack. However, Marcus charges forward and disarms Emma. The two engage in a fight, and Marcus shows no mercy. Emma kicks off the wall for leverage and lands a punch on Marcus, knocking him down, right on him, and beat him violently. Meanwhile, Scarlett confronts Iana. The two snarl at each other, baring their fangs. Scarlett shoots first, but the vampire's teleportation speed is enough to escape bullets. Iana lands several punches on Scarlett and tells her, "I will kill you just like I killed your father." Scarlett draws her knife and charges forward. Iana quickly overpowers Scarlett, scratching her abdomen. Ayanna grabs Scarlett by her hair, but Scarlett has a secret weapon. She pulls out the wooden spike of Jesus and repeatedly stabs Ayanna, killing her. On the other side, the fight between Marcus and Emma continues. The woman desperately locks her legs around Marcus, but it breaks her ankle. Emma struggles and crosses to realign her bone, then charges at Marcus again, but Marcus proves to be too powerful and knocks Emma down once more. She takes advantage of the opportunity and reveals the blade on her shoe, kicking it towards the man. Blood oozes from Marcus's fingers. As Emma follows up with successive strikes, she lands a kick to Marcus's heart, instantly killing the vampire. Kate sees the blade on her sister's foot and has an idea. She plans to put the injection vial into Emma's boot. At this moment, Scarlett joins them to reunite with her sisters. The three of them decide to seek revenge against Soren together. Kate pretends to surrender, offering her blood to each noble vampire. Once they drink it, they start coughing and spitting blood. Because the vaccine is mixed in, only Soren doesn't drink from his cup. Emma approaches him to distract his attention, while Scarlett takes the opportunity to thrust her blade through his heart. But Soren is a top-level vampire, and the damage is insignificant to him. The group has no choice but to attack him together. Soren also became murderous. The two sisters coordinated seamlessly in a relentless back-and-forth battle, slowly wearing down their opponent's strength. However, they were eventually defeated by Soren. Kate stabbed the man in the back with a syringe needle, provoking an enraged response from Soren. He turned around and gripped her by the throat. Scarlett rushed to rescue her sister. Emma activated the mechanism on her shoe and joined the fight. With a precise strike to the heart, Soren gradually turned into ashes. The government officials spared the vampire sisters. The three girls got into a car with the vaccine and set off towards a new life. The movie ends here. Although it revolves around vampires, it has little to do with horror. The fight scenes are clean and efficient, without unnecessary delays. The action sequences are highly enjoyable. If you like my channel, please consider subscribing.